Something else that may or may not exceed our hopes is the news that Spider-Man has been licensed.
They're sharing it. They're sharing that license.
They are sharing.
Yeah.
Sony's sharing Spider-Man's likeness and character with Marvel now.
Yeah.
So now I think Marvel is actively going to write him into the movie universe.
Yes, they are. Which is pushing everything else back.
Yeah.
So.
Which something that I'm not
Not mad at that.
Yeah.
I would love a good Spider-Man movie for once.
Well, the thing about that is,
Whoa.
I mean, there've been some pretty good Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 is
Spider-Man 2 is really good.
Still a really good movie.
Yeah. And I like the Amazing Spider-Man. It's not great.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
an unnecessary
Amazing
story,
Spider-Man's
but
cool, but
Spider-Man 2 is awesome.
Yeah,
It's downright a good movie.
for sure.
Spider-Man 2 was the start of really good superhero movies. Other than Superman.
And Blade.
and
That's not a superhero.
and X2.
They came out around the same time.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
true.
sure they came out at like the same season.
The
almost.
early outs, if you will.
They were like 6 or 7 months apart.
They were still getting their legs, but regardless, it's not part of the Marvel movie universe.
No, of course not.
MCU, Cinematic Universe.
But what I'm
Marvel
saying is a lot
Cinematic
of it was the first time that it wasn't just a superhero movie. It was just a good movie, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man 2 is just on its own a good movie.
I'd say it's in that class. That class of superhero movies started the building of it as a legitimate, movie. I mean, I wouldn't call it like cinema. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting my pretentious voice on, but
Excuse me,
actually,
as I stroke my beard.
like I wouldn't say you could really call it like cinema yet. It's still just a really good popcorn movie,
Right.
But it's a really good popcorn movie. It's not just a throwaway movie.
What do you think
I'm
about
done.
the weather, Adam?
I'm done.
So the movies that were pushed
Sweetener.
back are Thor 3,
Thank you.
Black Panther, and
What was the other one?
there was one more that got pushed back.
The group of characters, they're kind of not well known. The Inhumans or something like that.
I know what you're talking about. Doesn't matter. We know what we're
Those
talking about.
guys.
I'll look it up as we talk about it. But yeah, that's the 3 movies that have been pushed back. And I mean,
That's all right.
yeah, right. I mean, like I said, I like the Thor. I like Thor.
Yeah.
It was good.
But I mean, I'm not like
Crazy.
upset that
Right.
yeah. Like if you pushed back, like because now after Winter Soldier,
Yeah, if you
I'm
push
really
back,
excited
yeah,
about
if you
Captain
push back
America
Cap
movie.
3,
Well, I mean,
Right.
I'm angry.
think
If you push back Avengers 2, I'm angry.
Right.
right.
But pushing back Thor 3
We can live with that.
and then 2 movies that we have really no idea what's going on with them. Like,
Yeah.
I can wait for those to get, like you said, a legit Spider-Man movie
Yeah.
in the Marvel universe
Right.
with
Take your
Marvel
time.
characters
Take your time.
making cameos, taking your time.
Where was he during New York?
You gotta
Right.
explain it.
I want to know that.
Right. Oh yeah. That's gonna be.
Maybe he didn't have his powers yet.
I'd really like to know the timeline
Could
now
be.
that he's in it,
Captain
because
Marvel
they've had to
and
write
Inhumans.
what.
Captain Marvel and the Inhumans.
That's right, yeah.
Captain Marvel. I want to see that, but again, not a movie that I'm upset that's
Right.
getting pushed
Yeah.
back. So
And the
thank you,
Inhumans,
Gavin.
which we have no idea about, really.
Right.
We haven't really read up on.
So yeah, all of those. I mean, they picked a good time to get the license, push him in,
Yeah.
push those movies back, so that he can be a part of the universe. So he can be a part of the Civil War,
Right.
Avengers 3, hopefully.
One thing I am disappointed about, or actually I can't even say it yet. If I am or I am not, but I hope that the replacement for Peter Parker is just as good as Andrew Garfield was.
Well,
Yeah.
who says it's going to be a replacement of Peter Parker?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I am going to be disappointed or not.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
I would like Miles Morales in this one because I am so tired of seeing the Peter Parker story
Yeah.
over and over again.
Now-
I think this is a really good opportunity to launch that.
Yeah, no, definitely because
I see what you're saying.
putting him into the universe, you don't have to. Where was he in New York? You don't have to think about stuff like that. You don't have to go the whole.
So we're going different universe Spider-Man?
You can. This is the
You
perfect
could.
opportunity to do so.
Right. So with the Miles Morales story, a lot of people don't know his origin yet.
Can we go
So-
India Spider-Man?
Sure, why not?
That would
Now-
explain where he's at in New York.
Now the thing about this, the thing about Miles Morales is the fact that they have already introduced so many multicultural characters that, like, not to say that it won't happen now, but it's going to be a lot harder because of the pushback that I feel Marvel has felt by having a female Thor in the comic book, by introducing black characters.
Well, you notice how quiet that's been recently, right? Like,
well, yeah,
nobody cares anymore.
It's an uproar when it happens,
Yeah.
and then afterward, people just kind of shut up.
Yeah, the
because they
assholes
like to
shut up
complain
about it.
stuff.
Yeah,
That's all it is. But to have, you know, a fan favorite character, a lot of people don't know who Miles Morales is. They have no idea about that character. Have no idea about Donald Glover and his connection to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, the big fans are like, yeah, let's have Donald Glover play Spider-Man. I'd fucking love that.
You would?
Donald Glover as the new Spider-Man? Yes, I would love that.
See, that's the thing. Like, there's no other alternate, or not alternate, but what's the
Alternative
superhero that's in the Avengers already? Iron Man is Iron Man, Thor is Thor, Hulk is Hulk.
Yeah.
So it would seem awkward to differentiate from that, to not have Peter Parker
True.
in the original
Right.
Avengers.
Especially with the Civil War series coming out soon, because, you know, Peter Parker plays such an important role in that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I think they're probably keeping that in mind. And I mean, people are really they want this, but I don't think it's happening. I think it's going to be Peter Parker again. I mean, are we like? Has it been confirmed that Andrew Garfield's not a part of it?
Yes. Yeah, that was part of the deal, that Marvel is not going to use.
That's disappointing.
Andrew Garfield.
Sony hates him.
It's true. Like, there was a lot of stories that, like, they didn't want him anymore.
Yeah, he was talking a lot of shit about 2.
But he was so good.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess he met the CEO of Sony, and it's Japan. He didn't stand when he went to greet him.
Yeah.
And it was a huge disrespect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess that's
Man.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Okay.
That's disappointing, because now they have to find some guy, and it's gonna be just some fucking guy. He's a fucking guy.
You say that now because you have nobody in mind, but when it comes out, if it's somebody solid that's a good actor, maybe even somebody that's not really been in anything before, like a fresh face that we can, you know, learn to be in that Peter Parker role.
Justin Bieber
Yeah.
is Peter Parker.
I mean, going back to Thor, for instance, like, I had never heard of Chris Hemsworth before. He plays the role perfectly.
Yeah.
But I'm not that big a fan of Thor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that's been a part of my childhood. Spider-Man was a part of my childhood, so I have a person, not like a actual person, but a kind of person in mind when I visualize Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield was the closest they've gotten to, in my opinion, so far.
Yeah.
So, they're gonna have to try really hard to replace him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I didn't see Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I don't know how bad it is. I mean, we talked about it on here. You talked about how bad it was.
We took a good 20 minutes on that one.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that's the case, that's fine. That's no reflection on him, though, as an actor.
No, absolutely
or
not.
His character.
No. I think I can speak for David too. We both really liked him as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Peter Parker. That, you know, you're playing two characters when you're playing that role.
Right.
You know, you're voicing basically nowadays Spider-Man, and you're playing this teenager that's really smart and happens to have this responsibility on him.
Right.
Too. So, like, having that duality of that character is really important to capture.
Yeah.
And, you know, having the lightheartedness of it too, because he's not Batman.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hopeful about it. I think they were saying that the first time we're going to see the new Spider-Man is going to be in the next Captain America. Actually, they're running him into.
Yeah.
Which surprises me, because that script should have been ready already. Like,
Yeah.
getting kind of late.
Okay, but
It's Plan B in a glass container.
Yeah.
break in case of Spider-Man.
I mean,
It wouldn't really surprise me if they did that, though.
But the email, the leaks from Sony,
Yeah.
they had already been talking about it. Like,
Yeah.
this is, we're getting confirmation that it's happening, but they had been talking to Marvel for months, if not
So yeah, like David said,
years.
they might have script A and script B.
Right. So they probably had this contingency plan ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
fuck yes, break glass.
Yeah.
Here we go.
yeah. Or they're just like, let's not tell anybody that your name is Schmeider Man. Okay? And we may or may not use these scenes.
They invert the colors on him. You're Schmeider Man.
He's the Schmeiderman.
But anyway, hopefully, yeah, they don't ruin up. They cast it correctly. It is Disney after all, and they have not missed.
No, right. See, that's another thing. That's another important thing to note, is that they have been batting 1,000 so far.
Yeah,
So
we keep mentioning
Whatever that means. Sports reference.
I love rugby. Yeah, but yeah, I guess we're all hopeful for it then.
Yep.
Yep.